Traders within the Kumasi Central Business District recently closed their shops to protest what they called unfavorable tax policies and the high cost of doing business. The government intervened and met the leadership of the traders and promised to address their concerns. Even as traders and consumers are grappling with the rising cost of goods, the increase in the value-added tax as announced by the government in the 2023 budget statement for the business owners is disappointing.
So we're so positive that as we have professed solution to government on how he can get more revenue from our sector, he'll come to Parliament with a solution to what we have professed to him. So we're very optimistic. Unfortunately, we didn't see that. The finance minister have sought to even increase the VAT that we complain about, that it doesn't support the kind of business we do. We are so much disappointed. It gives us the impression either government has lost touch with realities on the ground. We all know the challenges that we find ourselves in. Disposable income have been affected, working capital have been affected. So in a situation like this, when businesses are collapsing, but government should have probably been much more conscious, much more measured and circumspect in introducing policies that probably will save businesses than collapsing businesses.
The businesses say they will have no option but to shift the cost onto the consumer if they are pushed to the wall.
Introduction of an extra tax, of course they will say it's a consumption tax, but the point is that consumer, does it have that disposable income to pay for extra cost of food? Now we know cost of food is skyrocketing. So if you are not measured, if you are not that conscious, if you don't have that emotional relationship with the people you are governing, then there's a question mark. So we are so much disappointed. It's a prayer Parliament will not approve this budget, and they look at how they can address those tax systems that are challenging businesses. If you want to increase revenue to construct roads, what happened to the toll booths? Why don't you bring them back? Who pushed them out? I've earlier indicated disposable income has been affected. Price of items are high. Today inflation rate is 40.4%. People can't buy. The basic means to survive are food. People can't afford them. We are bleeding and we cry for them. For us as business, if you are pushed to the wall, we will just pass on the cost to them. But would they have the capacity? Would they have the enough money to absorb that extra cost? And the answer is no.
Some members of the public are also not happy about the government's review of the e-levy without the threshold.
This thing is a cheat. It shouldn't be this way, because at first, that was last year, the government said he's taxing us 1.5, which there was hula baloo about all this sort of thing. And they rather came with that, they win a threshold, which will be 100 cedis and above. But what has changed? That now you have taxing this 1% on any transaction that you make, meaning that you have cheated the whole nation. Now you want to widen the tax bracket and to have more money. To what extent and for how long that will this end? Because when we cast our mind back, there was a COVID levy, and over 2 years now we are still paying for this COVID levy. So this nation, when there's a tax, whenever it comes to stay.
The bigger cry how much e-levy because now when say first we send it less than 100 cities nanka until, but say we send it less than 100 cities na eto and then omanye hon cranky, because I say robbing Peter to people, the same thing.
Many on the streets of Kumasi, especially the business owners, say they will be hit hard when the 2.5% VAT is implemented.
The leadership of the Ashanti Business Owners Association says government's tax policies in the 2023 budget will worsen the cost of doing business and also burden the consumer. They want the government to do something about the tax policies. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Ashanti Region.